history is an interesting thing because it's another way to say story. So when you think about your history in your marriage, there are really amazing, joyful times, and there are some really painful, hard times. I remember one time Kevin was smoking a cigar and I lost my mind. This happened a couple times in our marriage, but I lost my mind because it triggered a really bad memory, and he had no idea the cigars were not allowed. Never, ever, ever. But I had to tell him that part of my story that I hadn't shared before, right? So now all of a sudden here's new shared story, new shared history, and then there's this ability to journey together in a sensitive way. So this is the important part about the journey. The journey that you're taking together is, do you have this ability to share story, to be vulnerable so that you can be sensitive to one another? Not that Kevin can never have a cigar. That's not the point. I'm not controlling him with my pain or history, but I'm just saying, hey, this is what I need. I need space. Have your cigar outside. Whatever agreements you come to, as you travel together, there has to be vulnerability and an ability to be sensitive to one another. And the beauty about life is every day is a new gift. So you get to decide, am I going to hang on to? You obviously have to work through your story, right? You have to be honest. For us, we have some shared history, and like as Kevin said, we have some not shared history, right? Where Kevin grew up in a very kind of Leave It to Beaver family. His mom's name is June. I mean, it's hilarious, really, right? Where for me, I grew up in rural poverty in upstate New York with a very, very different history. So I bring all of this baggage into the car that we're driving in, or whatever way we're traveling in, right? My baggage is extra full. Kevin travels pretty light emotionally, really, right? This is a huge thing because I'm often unpacking and repacking things that he has no idea about, right? So the point I want to make about this journey, the way your history goes, is that you need to look at that and say, well, how much of this can I let go? And I've learned that over the last 4 or 5 years as our kids are grown. And I grew up with 4 brothers and a sister, and we have 4 sons and a daughter. And it's been a beautiful mirror image of what life can be like when you grow up and you raise a family in a loving environment, right? So we've done that. But every once in a while, some wild memory will kick up for me.
Yeah, and I do think that along the way there are milestones, there are moments that are special markers, if you will. I mean, there's our marriage, right? The day we got married, November 7th, 1987. I remember, that's good. But that's a particular marker, and that will always be a special day. The day that we first met, March 7th that same year. The day we had our first child in 1990. The day we had our second, all these different things. And so I think that some of those milestones are dramatic changes in your life experience, like marriage. Like we were separate, now we're together. That's a very big change. The first child is a very big change. The 4th, the 5th, I mean, we love you guys, but the reality is we're already parents, and it's a change. So I want to suggest there's times in this journey together when we really have to stop and recalculate and reset, right? So the part of what we want to think about in the dashboard is, are you near a point where you need a oil change or a transmission change or whatever? Are there, as you look at this in your journey, where are you? Did you just come out of the shop, everything's great and you're good for the next 10,000 miles or not? And the same would be true of anything. So it is interesting to think about where we've been, what we've done, and depending on our journey together, what do we need to do to go forward? So it's both a looking back, but it also is preparing to move forward. And if you want to learn more about what we're about, go to theinspiredroad.com and click on the Inspired Marriage link. And there you can see additional resources and even an opportunity to sign up for one of our seminars and retreats.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.